Hey guys, it's Leon here from the Workout Design Club and welcome to today's workout, which I've called Mark of the Beast. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do then is mark out the workout, as you can see. So obviously you've got your cones here marking at 200 meters, and then you've got a 400 meter distance, okay? So the 200 meter distance then, that's for the beginners, and the 400 meter distance, that's for your intermediate to advanced, okay? So step number one then, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to split the group up into two teams. So as you can see here, we've got team one at the top, and then we've got team two at the bottom, okay? So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to explain round number one, and then that will set you up then for round 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so round 2, 3 and 4 is pretty much exactly the same as round number 1. Okay, so here we go. What's going to happen then is you're going to show the group a set exercise. Okay, so let's just go with burpees. Okay, now you're going to set your clock for 4 minutes. Okay, so the first exercise, it's going to be a Tabata. So you're going to do this in Tabata format, okay? So the group are going to complete burpees for 4 minutes at a ratio of 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. So what you can do is you can start your stopwatch, and after 20 seconds you can shout stop and they'll have 10 seconds rest. And then they'll go again for 20 seconds and they'll have 10 seconds rest. So just keep going for the entire 4 minutes, okay? So that is a standard Tabata, and once you've completed 4 minutes, that equals 8 sets, okay? So they'll have done 8 sets of 20 seconds and they'll have had 8 sets of 10 seconds rest, okay? So what's going to happen then, as soon as they finish their Tabata, you are going to shout sprint, okay? The beginners are going to sprint 200 meters. The intermediate to advanced, they're going to sprint 400 meters, okay? Now what's going to happen then is as individual players finish, so they're going to come all the way around, okay, and they're going to be going anti-clockwise, okay, you can see the arrows here pointing anti-clockwise. They're going to run and they're going to sprint all the way around, and then as they finish, as they come in, they're going to line up, okay, behind this marker here, okay, simple, so they're going to line up behind the marker. Okay, so once all the players are in, and then you should be left then with one big line of people behind this marker here, okay? So what you're going to do then with your notepad is you're going to divide the page in half, okay? So with your pen, just draw a line down the middle of your notepad and write team 1 on the left hand side and team 2 on the right hand side, okay? So first of all, you're going to ask the first player, you're going to say, okay, you finish first. You score 16 points. Now, points, it all depends on how many boot campers you have, okay? So if you, for example, have 16 boot campers, okay, then the person who comes first scores 16 points, okay? So then let's say that person is in team number 1. So obviously you'll ask the person, what team are you? That person will say whatever, team number 1, and then you'll put 16 next to team number 1. And then you'll ask the next person, what team are you? And that person might say team number 2. So you give that person 15 points. And the next person 14 points, the next person 13 points, and you go all the way down the line until eventually you've got a list of points on the left hand side of your notepad for team 1, and then you'll have a list of points for team 2 on the right hand side, okay? Now what you're going to do then is, whilst players rest, you are going to add up with a calculator team 1's points and team 2's points, okay? So the team obviously who score the most points win, okay? And the losing team, what you're going to do next to the losing team, so maybe at the top of your notepad where it says team 1, put a little mark, and that is the mark of the beast, okay? Okay, so round number 2, it's exactly the same, but you're going to change the exercise. So you might choose push-ups. Round number 3, the exact same as round number 1. Again, you change the exercise to squats. And finally, round number 4, again, it's the exact same, but all you're going to do is you're going to change the exercise, and let's say you change it to sit-ups, okay, or jumping jacks. The exercises that you choose are completely up to you, okay? So, at the end of round 4, you should have marks of the beast for team 1 and team 2. So obviously, let's say team 1, they lost 2 games, so they've got mark of the beast times 2, so 2 little notches. And let's say, so team 1, they've got 2 notches because they lost 2. And let's say team 2 have got 2 notches because they lost 2, okay? Each notch represents, okay, 10 burpees. So at the end of the challenge, at the end of the 4 rounds, let's say team 2 have got 2 notches and team 1 have got 2 notches, then each notch equates to 10 burpees, therefore each team must complete 20 burpees, okay? So this workout is called Mark of the Beast. There's so many ways you can change this up. I mean, when you do the Tabata and it's 4 minutes, if you sort of get to the end of the session where you can't really fit the full workout in, because the full workout is 4, 8, 12, 16 minutes on the Tabata, okay? And then the running maybe is 2 minutes per round, so that's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24. And then by the time you've added up all the totals after each round, you're probably looking at close to 30 minutes for this, okay? But what you can do is instead of going for 4 minutes per round, okay, in the Tabata, what you can do is you can just go for 2 minutes per round, all right? So instead of 4 minutes, 2 minutes. So that's, instead of 8 sets per round, the team are only doing 4 sets, okay? Instead of having 200 and 400 meters, you can have 100 meters for the beginners, and you can have 200 meters for the intermediate to advanced. And that will cut the workout in half, okay? So instead of 30 minutes, you're probably then looking at about 15 minutes, okay? So what I really like about this style of workout, and you're probably making notes at this time, you're probably coming up with your own ideas. There are loads of different ways that you can mix this workout up, okay? So let me just give you one very quick example. Can you see here where I've laid out the cones for 200 meters? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, you can't see, but for the 400 meters as well, we've got 1, 2, and then again you can just have cones going all the way around, obviously 8 cones. So what happens is when players run round, you can get them to do, let's say for example, 5 star jumps at every marker, okay? So there's loads of different things you can do with this. You don't have to have 200 meters and 400 meters. You can have 400 meters and 800 meters if you want, okay? It's absolutely up to you. You don't have to have 2 teams, okay? You can have 3 teams. You can have 4 smaller teams if you want, okay? If you notice that there's one extra player, so let's say this player's got 6 and this player's only got 7, then there's going to be a slight disadvantage when you're adding up scores, okay? So what you can do then, let's say the team that have the missing player when you are adding up the points, because remember when you're adding up the points, one team is going to be deficient 1 set of points because they've only got 6 and the other team might have 7 players. So what you can do by default is you can give that team a 4-point head start, okay? So it's absolutely up to you. I will just give them a little head start because then it makes it fair, okay? Otherwise, the team with the extra player, they've just got a really good chance of winning the game once you add up the points, okay? So the team with the missing player, you can just give them maybe 4 or 5 points head start, or maybe go in the middle somewhere. So let's say you got 16 campers, you could give them maybe 7 or 8 points head start, okay? So this is Mark of the Beast. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you go and play it with your boot campers. I hope you have loads of fun and let me know. I would love to hear back from you You can contact me at uniquebootcampworkouts@gmail.com. Let me know if you've got any of your own variations or whether or not you used it and it was successful. Okay, well that's it from me guys, and I'll see you in the next video.